Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Disability Matters. I'm Morgan Spicer, Sub-Advocate Coordinator with People First of West Virginia. Disability Matters is designed to cover a wide range of topics that will inform you, inspire you, and encourage you to strengthen your advocacy journey. Now, we'll do this by offering a variety of guests as well as interviews with advocates around the state. It's not just legislative advocacy, it's so much more. So this month, we had the chance to speak to Melanie Schaefer-Adkins, manager of Jack and the Bean, a coffee business that employs individuals with disabilities and provides on-site job skills. Not to mention they make amazing coffees. So let's get to that interview now.
Sure. Hi, I'm Melanie Schaefer-Adkins. I am the owner of Jack and the Bean Coffee Company. We are a 501c3, so we have a board and all of that. And I also work part-time in marketing. So I have two part-time jobs.
Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here and talk about the mission and the goals of Jack and the Bean. It's a great thing.
It is. We actually met during a People First training through Jeremiah Tree. And we got to sample some of the coffee, and it was really good.
Good. I'm so glad you
Really
think
good.
so.
Yeah,
We've been around for about 3.5 years, and have 10 employees now. So, and more opportunities to grow. We're excited.
great. So to start, tell us a little bit about Jack and the Bean and how did it start?
Okay. Jack and the Bean is named after my son, Jack, my third son, Jack. I have 5 children with my husband, and Jack has autism, moderate autism, and we knew we needed to kind of make a plan for him after high school. Kind of racing up to that goal. There's lots of support and things to do up through high school, and we stayed until 21. But then there's a whole big long life after. So we worked on different skills, and Jack loves interacting with people. And we saw the success of other coffee shops around the country that hired special needs individuals. So we thought we would give it a try here. We researched, a friend and I researched doing maybe a branch of another brand of coffee shop. But the franchise fees were just too crazy expensive. So we decided, you know what, we will see what we can do with this. And we came up with the name Jack and the Bean. It just started off with Jack and I doing pop-ups here and there. We would go serve coffee for a play or go serve coffee at a basketball game. And we do coffee and tea and lemonade and smoothies. Now an espresso, we just got an espresso maker and we're training on it right now. So we're getting fancy. But we started up with just the pop-up, and then a group in town called Diversified Assessment Therapy Center. They help all kinds of adults with disabilities, intellectual disabilities. They have a day hab in town and they wanted to partner with us. So we come in and we have our shop open every Wednesday at their day hab. So we sort of had a brick and mortar now. We're approaching the end of our 2nd year of being open every single Wednesday, and people come and see us and get their drinks and hang out. And it's been a wonderful partnership. So in addition to the every Wednesday, we get hired to go places. So we have a great time doing that.
And what are like some of the places that you guys have been to?
We have been to West Edge. It is a place in town that hosts all kinds of different artists gatherings. They've hired us frequently to serve drinks at plays that they've had there, movies that they've had there. We've gone to baby showers. We've gone to a business that decided they wanted to treat their employees. So we were there for 2 hours and served coffee to their 100 employees. We've gone to annual dinners for different organizations, Christmas parties for Valley Health. We've just done anybody that asks us, and we can, come up with the right price point for them and for us, we roll. So we've gone from Ashland to Charleston, but our sweet spot is sort of in the Huntington, Barbersville, Ashland area.
Perfect. So tell us about the responsibilities of running a coffee shop and how you handle it.
It is my first business that I've ever owned, and I guess my first 501(c)(3) I've ever gotten off the ground. So there's been a big learning curve. There's a lot of responsibility just on keeping supplies stocked. I also serve as a job coach for almost every event and every Wednesday. I do have a partner that works for Diversified that is the day have director, and she partners with me as well. So she's typically here on Wednesdays or can be a backup for me if I can't be here. And without that partnership, it would have been hard to make every single Wednesday happen. I'll have to be honest. We have challenges coming up with the right supports for our different baristas. Every one of our 10 baristas has some kind of intellectual disability. And so some need more support than others. And we're still learning and growing and adapting to that. We started off with the support level that my son Jack needed, and he adapted to it very quickly and almost needed no assistance whatsoever very, very quickly. And it probably was because he did it so much with me, and I was there and I knew exactly what he needed and how to work with him. So each individual, it's a great new discovery to see how we're going to team up and work together. So the responsibilities of keeping the supplies, adapting to different individuals' needs. I also do all the marketing, all of the Facebook stuff, and that is a real challenge to try to keep your message out there and advertise as on a low budget as possible so you can keep your profits. To try to get the word out to people is definitely a challenge. The drumbeat of social media is constant, and it can be definitely overwhelming.
Definitely. We used to hear through our People First chapter when I first started here about 5 years ago, they opened what is called the People First Cafe. We opened that on the side of our building here. And we served coffees, we served drinks, we made food. And it was also like a training opportunity for individuals with disabilities to come in and receive job coach training, and it was utilized. But man, it's just difficult because sometimes I would go in and work I make coffee and stuff, because usually we were open at like till 8:30 to 4. So we would have high school students, because we have Parkersburg High School right next
Nice.
to us, literally.
Mhm.
So when school came out, usually the high school students were coming in and getting drinks, not just coffees, like other mixed drinks that we would create. And I've made coffee. I like to think I'm pretty good at it, but um it's a challenge. It is very much a challenge, because you want to make sure you're doing it right, but you're also working one with your team.
Yes, and having the right, even coming up with the right menu is a challenge to make sure you're going to get people through the door. So yes, it's a
Absolutely.
challenge. It's a challenge. That's great that we have only our window is usually 4 hours because we share. Diversified allows us to be in their day hab, and they do lots of trainings here the rest of the day. So we set it up every Tuesday. We break it down every Wednesday. As soon as we're done, and tuck everything back in the closet, and then meetings start here almost immediately. So we're a little bit short of a window. I mean, even weather has been a challenge because we're open from 6 until 10 during school hours, school time. And, getting up at 5:30 and making it through the snow it's a challenge sometimes. It's tough.
So how important is it to you to hire individuals with disabilities, and what do they bring to the workforce?
It's the only reason why I'm doing this. I mean, I created this for my son Jack and for others just like him. When we found it was a good fit for him, I knew the need was there. Lots of people are looking for ways to engage and have something to do and find their purpose and find friends. And so it's paramount. I love having we pair job coaches with baristas on a 1-to-1 ratio, usually sometimes 2-to-1 if necessary. But it's paramount, and they bring joy. They bring so much excitement. They bring the thrill of having employment. For many of them, it's the first job they've ever had. And it also is a gateway for them. We've had one barista start with us that had never had a job before, that's now working full-time in another location. Now she's left us sadly, but it gave her the courage and the determination that, yeah, she can do this. So that's a thrill to me, because now she has a place that she can go and feel fulfilled and needed, and make some money for herself, which is wonderful.
It kind of reminds me of during like the school season when we ran the cafe, we did have some of the high school students come in and work. They would work like a couple hours, but man, they were working hard.
Yes,
And
yes.
when orders were coming, they were working together, with little supervision, but they were doing all of it by themselves, making the food, making the coffees,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And they were properly trained, but wow, it was just amazing just to watch them. And I tell people this a lot with hiring individuals with disabilities, that they bring so much to the workforce. And they're just as important as, as you and me, and their importance in the workplace is, we can't ignore that.
No, it's wonderful. And there has been a little bit of a warm up a ramp to kind of get our skills up, and be ready to go. But I have to say, when we first, as I told you, we set up and we break down before and after everything, so nothing stays in place. It used to be a 2-hour setup and a 2-hour breakdown, and now we're down to 30 minutes, which is incredible. We are wrapped out the door and done. So everybody knows their job, everybody works efficiently, um, and their skills have just really heightened and gotten so much better over the time that we've been together. So it's really neat to see that. And I think that's led them to believe more in themselves and be willing to try new things. So it's been a great partnership.
That's the best part about teamwork. It
Yeah,
makes
it
makes it
is.
all come together.
It does.
So we do have like some people first members from the Huntington area. Per se, if they were interested in working for Jack and the Bean, how would they reach out to you guys?
They can reach out to us at jackandthebeancoffee@yahoo.com, and we can set up a meeting. Most of our employees right now are clients of the Day Hab, but we do have outside community opportunities, and we have possibilities of growth up ahead. So we'd love to talk with them, have them come in and visit with us, maybe job shadow for the day, and see if it's a good fit for them. And then we can go from there.
Perfect. So what would you say to an individual with a disability who's having trouble finding work?
I would say ask around, use your contacts, use your network, see who is willing to give you a chance. I would start with volunteering somewhere and see if that works into employment. But you have to get out there and put yourself out there and work on your skills and prove to people that you can do the job. And it may start off as volunteering and segue into a part-time job, maybe even a full-time job. But I think people can be hesitant. I mean, I'm a mom of an individual who's got special abilities, so I know what he can do. I know his strengths. But not everybody has that experience. So you'll have to open their eyes and help crack the door and assure them, that you've got the ability, the enthusiasm, and the willingness to work. And then things will go from there. But I think you have to go out and seek it out. And sometimes, like with Jack and the Bean, you go out and you create the opportunity. But if you just sit around and wait for people to come to you, it's going to be a long wait.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta strike while the iron's hot, and you gotta have the right
You do.
supports.
Yes. You have to advocate for yourself.
Hmm. Absolutely. I mean, and that's something that we do daily, just simply, advocating for a drink at a coffee shop, or, you're buying groceries. You're advocating for yourself because you're telling people, I need this.
Right.
So
And
how can I get it?
there are always opportunities. You just have to find them and go seek them out. Figure out something that you think you'd like to do. And then make a call or have someone in your support circle make a call and see what you can work out as far as taking a visit, maybe volunteering a day, job shadowing for the day, and then see where that leads.
Perfect. So I forgot to ask this when we first started. With coffee flavors, what's your favorite one that you guys have?
My favorite drink, I don't know, I have a lot. We have almost 60 different coffee syrups that we use every week. We have all full sugar and sugar-free varieties of almost everything that we serve. I love coconut lemonade. It is very tropical and yummy. I've taken a love to pistachio coffee. You know, a diehard, always a favorite hazelnut hot coffee. And we're just getting into the espresso game, so I'll have to get back to you on that one. But it's been fun watching them. We trained for the very first time yesterday on how to pull an espresso shot. And they all did it. They all did it themselves with a little bit of supervision. And we were very caffeinated yesterday as we trained. I will say that. They did great.
That helps. Gotta have that,
Yeah.
gotta have that caffeine to get
But
you
we
through
didn't
the
waste
day.
the espresso. You know, we pulled each shot and then we made a drink with it and used it. So we were all very caffeinated by the end of the training.
There we go. I love me a good espresso.
Yes, yes.
So is there anything else that you would like to add before we close the interview?
Um, I am just super thankful for all the support Jack and the Bean has received since we've gotten started. We're always looking for new help, new ideas, new places to go. We've been very blessed. I'm very thankful that we're 501c3 because we have 501c3, pardon me, because we have been able to utilize several grants that have helped us to buy equipment and do different things, which have made all the difference in making us be a business that is solvent and can stand on its own. I'm so thankful for the partnership with Diversified. Without them giving us an opportunity, there's no way that we could have had a place that people can come every week instead of us coming to them. So to give us this opportunity has been just incredible. And I'm just thankful for my guys, my crew. I mean, they're wonderful. They bring me joy every day. There's hardly a Wednesday that I don't have tears in my eyes watching someone acquire a new skill or interact with somebody, or have their favorite people come through the door to see them. You know, now there's a place where all of their friends that have known them all of their lives can come and see them. And it's really magical. I'm very blessed.
Thank you so much, Melanie, for joining me this month. If you're interested in learning more about Jack and the Bean, we encourage you to visit www.jack-and-the-bean.com. If you're interested in having them come to your event and make their delicious coffee, teas, or lemonades, you can contact Melanie at jackandthebeancoffee@yahoo.com. And don't forget, if you want to be featured on an episode of Disability Matters or have a subject you would like discussed, you can reach out to me by calling the ARC at 304-422-3151 extension 129, or you can email me at morgan.spicer@thearcmov.org. I would love to have you on a future episode. With that, we are out of time for this month's episode. Join us again next month for another episode of Disability Matters, where we are advocating, educating, and celebrating the potential within you. See you next time.